Hello, beautiful souls. I'm so glad that you could join with me today. We are here to pull some cards for the collective. Some of these may resonate and some of these may not. So if you're looking for more personal guidance, please feel free to reach out. All of my readings are done on a sliding scale. We're going to pull that one too because it was popping out. Interesting. There's a progression here. All right, we've got a full stack of pentacles going on here, and we're going to talk about each of the direct effects that these cards would have on someone's life because they all kind of address a certain positive and negative quality. And depending on the situation, we have to kind of evaluate whether or not we're really truly working within our capacity or if we're fulfilling our potential. Starting right here with this Seven of Pentacles. Step-by-step process of getting through each of the things that needs to be done to get what you want. You have this tendency with this card to kind of think that you should be farther along than you are. And the reality is that it's just not how it works. There's so much that needs to be done. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know until you come across it. That's the first thing that popped into my head was you don't know what you don't know yet. You're looking at things and going, well, I've done all this work. Yeah, and there's more to go. But are you viewing rewards as things that are just visible to you and tangible items or financial abundance or something that is very limited in its spectrum of what it entails? Because every step in this is a reward. Every time you progress along this goal, every time you have some achievement, every time you learn something new, every new connection that you make, every time you do literally anything for your better self, towards your goal, is something to be grateful for. Additionally, anything that detours you from something that saves you from folly or failure is something to be grateful for. So when you're looking at success and you're thinking about how much you've done and how far you've come, are you looking at it in the right way? Or are you scrutinizing it and saying, well, it doesn't look the way that I think it should look, so therefore it's not success? The fact that you're doing anything at all is success. The fact that you have decided to embark upon a journey to achieve your dreams and goals is a success. You're doing more than many do. There's people that would rather be stagnant and spend their days, self-medicating or other toxic habits, obsessing over the lives of other people, gossiping, ranting, raving, obsessing over entertainment and media that doesn't have any relevance to their lives. And those people aren't doing what you're doing. So every aspect of every time you choose yourself, every time you choose your goal, every time you turn off the TV and you go and study, every time you put some music on and work on your art, every time you decide not to spend your money on something that you don't need, every time you do something that organizes your environment, all the little things add up to very big things. And these rewards are not just like obvious rewards. That's what other people are telling you it should be. You need to go with what feels right. If it feels like it's something that you should be doing, if you feel guilty about doing something else, that means that you know what you're supposed to be doing. So if you make the choice due to your own will, you make the choice towards yourself, you're winning. And it's all about your perception. And don't let anyone else's perception sway you in this regard. I want to do this in order because this is a progression through the pentacles in a way. When we talk about the sun, he's a little bit shy. But he can do what he needs to do. He's very, very committed to his work and he does what he needs to do. He's also very stubborn. So I'm getting from this card that there is some situations that you are just refusing to budge on. that you have not let go of some situations, that you are insistent upon holding on to certain ideas, holding on to relationships, holding on to friendships, holding on to patterns. You said that you wanted to be healthier, and yet you haven't quit drinking soda. You haven't quit smoking or vaping. You said that you wanted to feel better about yourself. You haven't started exercising. You're refusing to give up certain things, in fact, because you're like, well, I've got to have my one little thing. It's such an easy slippery slope to get stuck on. You can't recover from that. It has to sometimes be like a committed done. And I'm getting that there's just some things that you're being very stubborn about. And you know that it's not in alignment with what you want. So that's the part that's really hurting. She is devoted to healing, loving, and nurturing. And on the greater scale of things, she does a fantastic job. Absolutely, absolutely safe, comfortable, warm place. And yet, she can be very attached, a little bit needy, a little codependent, because she doesn't really get out as much as she needs to. So she gets obsessed over things, especially connections with people. She may only want to talk to one person. She may think that that person needs to communicate with her every day. And if they don't, they're not thinking about her. May think that, I need you to check in on me on a consistent and regular basis, or you don't care about me. And that's the type of things that she can obsess over. She can obsess over, well, they're not checking on me. They haven't checked on me in a long time. I literally thought about this last night. I saw an individual who made a point to let me know that they were there and they had been thinking about me. And then my immediate thought was, but they're not reaching out to me and thinking about me. They just did. They just did. What more do I need from them? If I need more from them, I can express that to them. But why do I need more from them? They literally just let me know that they were there, that they were keeping an eye on me. And I hadn't expressed any reason to need anything beyond that. So why would they assume that? So it would be my own attachment, my own obsession over that situation that's playing a role in my thinking in that. It's becoming important for you to first and foremost identify your own needs, and then give yourself what it is that you think you need first. If you think somebody else needs to check in on you, that's because you're not checking in on yourself and discovering what it is that you're not doing for yourself, that you're not identifying your own needs. A little bit of codependency there, a little bit of attachment to people, places, or things that make you happy. They don't. It's you. We are working towards this kind of stability and consistency. He's rather delightful. He's quiet. He doesn't really speak on a lot of things, but he is loyal to the people that he loves, and he works very hard. He has a tendency to overlook the emotional aspects of things at times, and that's where we need to make sure that we're finding balance, because he is a balanced, stable energy. He's able to take things that are nothing and work them, but he understands when he embarks on this journey that it doesn't happen overnight. So we need to embody a little bit more of his energy here. We want to stay really focused on the goal, the long term goal, and recognize that the journey along the way is also a reward. And the only person responsible for the outcome of this and how you feel is you. All right. I thought I was just pulling two animal oracle decks, but apparently three needed to come out. We're going to start with this one. We got our judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. What's easy for you is difficult for other people. I got the results back from a test today. I thought for sure that I had gotten the lowest grade in the classroom. Come to find out that I was actually one of the highest scores. It was everybody did terrible. It wasn't just me. We all had that. We all had that struggle there. And actually I was holding my own. I was doing okay. So It can't possibly be um, that my struggle and their struggle are the same, but they clearly have some. Do I know what they are? Do I fully understand them? No, I'm not supposed to. All I'm supposed to do is accept that they have them. They have their own struggles, and I don't need to understand them. It's not my job to do that. It's their job to do that. My job is to employ passion towards my own endeavors and compassion towards theirs, allowing some space, patience, some growth between us both. If I take a moment to just witness and validate that they are struggling as well, I may learn something about myself and my own difficulties. Make your dreams real. Who's going to do the work besides you? It's not just about hopes and dreams and, oh, I made a beautiful vision board. And then I sit home and watch TV and think about my vision board. I don't check my email. I don't check my text. I don't reply to nobody. I don't go out. I don't do no work. I don't do nothing extra at all. Are you really going to achieve your dreams if that's what's happening? If you, no, there are steps that must be taken. There's work that must be done, and it must be consistently done. It must be done with passion. It must be done with intent. The spider does not go out there and just start shooting thread all over the place. No, there's a plan. There's a blueprint. The spider knows what it needs to do. And it starts and methodically, carefully, with precision, creates the founding groundwork or aerial work of its web. Eventually becomes more pronounced and you can really see where it's going. But in the beginning, everything that's taking place is very well planned out and executed. You have to make your dreams happen. You have to actually do the steps. Nobody can be held accountable besides you. So it doesn't make any sense to look at somebody else and be like, well, they don't know what it's like to go through this struggle. Maybe they don't, but they got their own struggles, and maybe they're sitting there going, well, she don't know what it's like, or he doesn't know what it's like to be in my shoes. You don't. No, but that's not the point. The point is for you to focus, keep your eyes on your own paper. What they got going on, you just give them love and space, and I hope they do well because I want you to cheer me on too because I'm over here working too, and it's tough. Learn from the past. I mean, how much do I really need to break this down? You're repeating cycles. You've been repeating cycles the past 7 years, actually, since, yeah, about the past 7 years, you repeated cycles over and over and over again. So, what did you learn from them? What are you supposed to be doing differently? I can tell you right now from my own personal experience that as soon as I let a person into my life in an emotional way, I start forgetting to prioritize my goals and my needs. I put them all aside for somebody else. I put myself into a situation where if I do that, I will fail. And I mean that literally, I will fail my classes. I kind of did it on purpose because I kind of was using other people as an excuse why I couldn't do this work. So now I'm in it and I have to be held accountable or I'm just wasting a bunch of money and time. I did it on purpose because my priorities have to be number one. And I can only, therefore, allow somebody in my life emotionally if they are also willing to look at that and go, yeah, that's what she needs to be doing. And I understand that and I appreciate that of her because that is what she's about. And I'm there for her and I support her and I want her to do that because I want to look at them at what they're doing and be like, heck yeah, I support what you're doing. You are working and I love that. Thank you for respecting my space and my needs and my time and being willing to compromise with me on these things because I need that kind of support right now. I do not need to be in a situation where somebody demands more of me than I have to offer them, especially if it takes away from what I'm trying to do. I was literally in a relationship this time 7 years ago. That person had a temper tantrum every time I did not stop what I was doing and answer the phone, even if that, and I was literally doing something with gloves on, and they got mad about that. I should have cut them off right then and there. No, because you don't respect what I'm doing. You say that you want me to thrive, but then you don't act that way. So I have to do things differently this time if I want to allow somebody in my life right now. They better right off the bat be like, I do not want you to take, if you need to be studying or doing your homework, I do not want you to go move away from that for something for me. I need them to be on that same page with me. And I know this about myself. We are learning from our past lessons. What did you not do before that that you know you should have done now because you messed something up back then? Reclaiming your power. I think I just talked about all the ways that we do that. But that's the general message of this part here, right? Because your power does not come from having opinions about what other people are doing. It does not come from sitting around instead of doing the things that you need to be doing. It does not come from making the same choices that you've already made that led you to not accomplishing your goals. Reclaiming your power is about owning everything, all of it, your successes and your failures, and using them in your favor today, right now, going forward. Nothing anybody else is doing has any play on what you are choosing to do right now. So hopefully you're choosing to listen to this. And then when you turn this off, you put that phone down and you go handle some business and do something that is good for you. Do something that you said you were going to do last week. I'm looking at my laundry over there. What you feeling? Okay, let's stop being mean and stop doing the tough love. We're going to get into the positive parts of it, right? Because the other part of manifesting is feeling good about what you're doing. And part of feeling good about what you're doing is knowing that you're doing the things you need to be doing. But the other part of that is honoring that place in the future, that future version of you that has accomplished that goal, that does absolutely feel like they've achieved something. Because when you think about how good that feels, when you focus in on what that energy is like, you don't want to stop doing what you're doing now. Because I know how good it's going to feel when I get that degree. Like, it makes me emotional just thinking about it. It's something I wanted for so long. But I also know that if I hate every day and every moment of what I'm doing, I'm never going to make it. So part of the process is being committed to what I'm doing the work. And the other part of the process is having a good time while I'm doing it. I mean, nobody is going to sit there and say that cleaning the toilet is a good time, unless you really like cleaning, in which case you can come and do mine. But, and I'm not going to sit there and say that I love cleaning the toilet. I do not. It doesn't need to get done. Yes. Does it make me feel better when the bathroom is clean? Yes. So there are ways that I can go about enjoying the process. One of the things that I really enjoy is putting my music on, maybe lighting a candle. Actually, I really like the smell of like the cleaning supplies, but I have certain cleaning supplies I really like. So when I go and I buy the toilet scrubber stuff, I get the stuff that I like the way it smells a lot. And then I go crazy with it in that bathroom. I take everything out of there and I just drench the whole thing, top to bottom, do the whole thing. And I got my music cranked and I'm having a good time. And I know that when I'm done with it, I'm just going to hop in the shower. So, like, I don't think about anything else. I don't think about, like, oh, my clothes or whatever. No, 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 no. I'm enjoying the process of what I'm doing. I do not like to clean the bathroom, but I like to enjoy whatever I've got to do because otherwise it sucks. So you don't like to go to work, but you know that going to work is helping you save money to do the thing that you need to do or you want to do. So find a way to enjoy it. You got a coworker you make jokes with? Go ahead and make them jokes. Put your music on, do the work. If you deal with customers, one of the best things ever is to go like find another person who's in a similar role and make fun of your customers. You don't have to tell anybody what their names are. You probably shouldn't. That's usually like not cool. But like find somebody that you can laugh with. Go get a meal, go get a coffee, and just be like, listen, go do some people watching. You will crack up. There's so many funny things that happen out in the world. And I don't like, it's not about making fun of the person. It's not. I'm not sitting there looking for people to fall so I can be like, ah, ah, ah. But every once in a while, you'll see people, and they'll be walking. I saw this guy walking the other day, and he's walking along, and all of a sudden he stops, digs in his pocket, and keeps going. And I was just like, oh, I know what happened in his brain right there. He thought he forgot something, and he panicked, and he, oh, it's there, okay. And then he could keep going, and it just made me laugh because it was just like a cute human thing. It's about finding joy in the things that we're doing. There can be pleasure in literally everything. It's not just about the things that we generally think are pleasurable. You can enjoy every single part of the process. The new earth is about, you have to keep the vision. Like, understand that what you're doing is for a purpose. You are heading to where you want to head. And that's why it's so important for you to keep your spirits up about the process. Because if you're willing to do this work, you absolutely are going to appreciate that beautiful ending. You're going to appreciate it when you make it. Oh, yeah. So these two are combined because it wants you to be prepared for what's to come. It wants you to get into that vibrational state. And not just when things look good and feel good and are things exactly the way you want to, but every single step of the way. Because then you know you earned it. Then you know you deserve it. There's nothing that can take that from you. That feels better than anything. It doesn't feel the same when something just handed to you as when you really, really worked for it. When you waited a long time for it, when you suffered for it, when you sacrificed for it, when you believed in yourself against all odds, and you found a way to smile through it all. And then when you finally get there, there is nothing that feels better than that. Trying to tell you that you're on your way by making it a little bit harder as you get closer. So laugh about it, laugh it off. I hit a I hit a curb pulling out of a parking spot today, and I just cracked up. All four of my brand new tires that I worked my butt off for now have a scratch on them, and I was like, "Well, there, now they match." I could be mad about it, but why? Why be mad about it? First of all, it was my fault. Second of all, no big harm came, you know. So I can laugh about it or I can freak out about it. I decided to laugh it off. It's fine. Tire's fine. It's okay. No big deal. Because I know that when I get this degree, I'm going to have the kind of job that means that if I need a new set of wheels, I can just go pop that card and I'm going to have my brand new set of wheels. No big deal. So today, that little scratch is just encouragement for me to keep pushing forward and getting to where I want to be. So I laughed at it because, okay, it's all good. Keep the faith. We're on the way. You're in progress. Things are going the way that you want them to. Even when they get difficult, that's when we have to laugh even harder, smile even more, enjoy the process even more, because that means we're getting closer. I love being on this journey with you. I love healing with you. I love manifesting with you, and I'm so glad that we're here together. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.